Welcome on back, everybody. I am Bladen. That is Joe. We have just watched Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Okay. We have committed ourselves to rewatching the entirety of the MCU in preparation for Avengers Secret Wars. This is our, 22nd installment?
Yeah.
And
I think
so. You'll see.
Well, we'll get into it.
I'll just say if the Guardians video didn't get us canceled, this one will. And if this one doesn't, the next one will.
Probably. But, okay, so I'll give a brief history and synopsis of the film, and then get into hot takes. Thor Ragnarok was premiered at the El Capitan Theater in Hollywood, Los Angeles on October 10th, 2017, and was released on November 3rd. Thor Ragnarok follows Thor as he attempts to stop Ragnarok, an event said to end Asgard. In his attempts to save Asgard, he is transported to Sakaar, where he finds Hulk and must now fight to save Asgard and the Nine Realms. So, hot takes.
I'll let you start.
I have this movie is the one that I've written the most for out of all of them so far. So, what I wrote was, I think the best part of this movie is the scene with Doctor Strange and then any part with Odin in it. I think those are the only good parts in this entire movie. I wanted to touch on how you said you hated Guardians 1 because of how they treated the Nova Corps. And I think this movie is 10 times worse in its treatment of the characters than Guardians 1 was for the Nova Corps. For Guardians 2, I at least laughed during that movie. Thor Ragnarok, I think there's one part that I've laughed at in multiple rewatches. Like,
is it the Doctor Strange scene?
No, because even though I think that scene is good, I still don't like that scene because Loki, at this point at least, should still be stronger than Doctor Strange. Unless Doctor Strange is using the Time Stone, which he's not. Because he doesn't have an Infinity Stone's power. He has the Infinity Stone, but he's not using it. I think
he is. That's why when Doctor Strange took him, he took him by surprise.
I mean,
and
yes.
As soon as he brought him back, he just went, bye.
You could make the argument
Loki
that...
a chance to fight.
So. Yeah. But see, that's my thing. Is like, if I had to be honest about it, I think that Loki should be stronger in the Mystic Arts than Doctor Strange at this point. Maybe not in Infinity War, but at this point in this, like, he's literally only just become the Sorcerer Supreme.
Doesn't Infinity War literally happen a week after this? Isn't the implication?
Oh well,
it literally just happened.
Yeah, I guess, but even still, he uses the Time Stone in Infinity War and gains more power. So either way, also I'm trying out something different to see the audio. I'm gonna hold the microphone up to my mouth and see if that helps. And if it does, we'll probably be holding our hands up to our mouth more often.
And I'm keeping mine clipped down just to see the difference in audio.
Yeah. But, yeah, so I hate this movie. That's my hot take.
Hate's a strong word.
Not strong enough for this movie, in my personal opinion, but yeah, no, it definitely is. So, is this a good movie? I've already said my piece on that.
I've never hated this movie. I've always thought it was fine. It's just a bland, dumb, stupid movie. It's like, if you took the first two Thor movies and you just put them into like an Adam Sandler blender and like blended them up like that, but then gave the visual effects team like the biggest budget movies I've ever seen, it would have Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah,
because the visuals in this movie are really good. That's one thing I've always given this movie is the visuals are great.
Yes, the visuals are really good.
And I think that's what makes people think that it's a good movie is how good it looks.
Yeah, and I would definitely agree with that part. I think the music choice is very poor for this movie.
The only song I liked is the final fight
when he powers up. See, I like that song, but for Thor, I do not like that song. Like, if it was Tony Stark, 100%, I would have been like, "That's a great music choice."
Yeah.
But because it's Thor, no, it's not a song that I like.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I absolutely hate this movie. It's not a good movie in my opinion at all. If you could change things about this, would you?
Yeah, but I think you would change some more stuff. So
See, I would 100% replace Thor Ragnarok with a Planet Hulk movie. And I would make, instead of Beta Ray Bill, in the comics it's Silver Surfer, in the cartoon movie it's Beta Ray Bill. I would replace those two characters who have already been replaced once with Thor, and have Thor be the cameo in the movie rather than
having
Hulk be the cameo at the end. And then you could be like, Thor is trying to find Hulk or something like that, and then he brings him back to Asgard so they can fight Hela. And then in the battle with Hela, Asgard gets destroyed or something like that. It would have made more sense. Plus, I mean, as much as I don't really like Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, he still hadn't gotten a movie at this point. Like, so to shift things up a little bit and give Hulk a proper movie, like, I'm not saying that Incredible Hulk's god awful or something. Like, I'm just saying, like, to give Mark Ruffalo's Hulk a proper movie in the MCU. Like, but that's the lowest and quickest that I can I can put it down. Other than that, I probably would have scrapped this movie completely. I think Valkyrie's introduction is stupid. I think the way they do her character is stupid in this movie. I think Thor and Loki's relationship suffers in this movie rather than gets built upon. I hate the Grandmaster's inclusion. I hate Sakaar. I hate the Hulk. Like, there's there's a lot that I just don't like about this movie. And
well, it sounds like it.
Yeah, no, and I'm gonna stop talking and I'll let you talk a little bit.
Yeah, I'd probably change the tone of the movie, because Ragnarok is like one of the biggest like events in Marvel comics and like in Greek mythology. It's like one of the biggest things. And I don't know why it's being treated as a joke when we made the Dark Elves look like the biggest, baddest things in the universe, which isn't like a rip on Thor the Dark World, but why are we hiring Taika Waititi, a comedic actor, to come in and make one of the most like serious, biggest scale destruction of Asgard movies, when we could have had like a serious like why did we do that? Like, everything in this movie could have been made better if they had literally just changed the tone. I would have accepted this movie as it is if they would have just made it not a goofy, campy movie and would have just made it something serious.
Yeah.
Take out the jokes, make it real, make Thor have some gravitas to him.
Yeah.
Make Loki the same trickster he was in the first two, not to be like an annoying jokester, but like an actual murderous god of mischief. Have Hulk be an actual savage, not be whoa.
Oh my god! Not even to mention how his voice almost sounds robotic in this movie. Like, I don't know what they were doing.
Valkyrie's story could have been interesting.
It could have been so good.
She's a discarded Valkyrie who literally watched Hela murder all of her sisters and is now just drinking her life away on Sakaar. That's such an interesting spot to pick up on a character, and they just wasted all of it because they wanted to make a quick joke out of it.
Yeah.
This movie could have been an S-tier film if they had just changed the tone.
Yes, I mean, I don't know if I'd put it in S rank, but I definitely would have bumped it up before. I mean, when we get to ranking, I think I already spoiled it when we did our Guardians 2. Yeah, I think I already spoiled it when we were doing our Guardians 2 review. Like I said, there was one movie in Phase 3 that I would have put below Guardians 2, and yeah, that's this one. And yeah, no, I 100% agree. Like, Valkyrie should have been treated completely different. Like, even what's Taika Waititi's Rock's guy's name?
Korg.
Yeah. I was thinking Crag, and I was like, I know that's not it. But like, even that character, like, the MCU officially made it that the Rock person that he kills in Thor: The Dark World was Crag's dad. Or Korg's dad. And so, like, you literally could have a dynamic with that where Korg is like, you killed my father, like, I hate you kind of thing. And then they build a relationship through that where he's like, yeah, your dad was enslaving people and like killing people. Like, I had to stop him.
Yeah, and now I'm here freeing you
And
from
now,
the same
yeah.
enslavement your dad put other people through. Like,
Exactly.
it's everything is set up. It could have been so good.
Yeah. No.
And that's one of the reasons why it's so bad. It's different when you have a bad movie that just comes out of nowhere and it's like, oh, it was bad, and then move on.
Yeah.
But when a movie is built up and has so much potential and it could do so much and then it flops, like Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Justice League. This is the DC equivalent of the Justice League, or the Marvel equivalent of the
Yeah.
Justice League. A movie that could have been better when taken seriously, the Snyder Cut, given a longer runtime. If this movie had a longer runtime, more time to flesh out its characters.
Yeah, a little bit more time towards serious parts. And again, I think there's two characters that I still like in this movie, and it's Odin and Heimdall. Heimdall gets barely any screen time, but he's doing so much with his little screen time.
Yeah.
Like, and
it almost so good. It almost feels like he's in it more than he is because of how good he is.
Yeah.
Idris Elba is such an underrated actor. Dude.
Yeah, for sure. In the Thor movies, yeah. And then Odin's parts are so good in this movie. Like, and you want to know why? There's not a joke thrown in every 10 seconds while he's talking.
I can't stand the humor in this movie. I'm gonna admit it here. I was literally falling asleep during this movie.
I was gonna bring it up later,
just because I
think you slept through more of the movie than you actually.
I just couldn't sit through this movie, dude. Like, it hurts to watch sometimes.
And I've already touched on it. Like, I wrote way more than I was planning on writing for this, like, for taking notes during this, and it's definitely the one that I've written the most about, and it's just like I'm tempted to just take my phone and scroll through my notes just to show, but I'm not going to. But yeah, so there's a lot that I would change, and I feel like we're not even done with that question yet. I'm not gonna move on yet because Loki, I would have changed. Loki gets beaten up by like 4 different people in this movie, and I've already touched on the Doctor Strange one. He gets beaten up by Valkyrie, like he gets beaten up by Thor, and then he gets beat. What's the other part that he gets beaten up at? I had it written in my notes. I'll have to look quick, but yeah, no, like Loki is a frost giant who's strong in magic. Like there's no reason he should be treated the way he is in this movie.
Yep.
And
is anyone else
loses to Hela, loses to Valkyrie, loses to Thor, and then loses to Doctor Strange. Like, he doesn't do anything until the end of the movie.
No.
The most he does is, I have the security codes for the Grandmaster ship. Like, that's the most he gets to do in this movie.
And then he shows up at the end and doesn't even help fight Hela.
Yeah, no. Executioner does more than he does. Like, okay.
Also, the amount of disrespect the Executioner gets in this movie, like, I know Executioner not from the comics, but from
from Earth's Mightiest Heroes
show, and he is such an interesting and cool character.
Yeah, much
with the
better.
Enchantress.
Admittedly, I do think the casting is well for Executioner, but
if they had given him the right material,
treated poorly, and
once again, the DCEU Marvel movie.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with that. Anything else you would change before? Because I don't want to talk about
keep Thor's long hair. Why did we cut Thor's hair? It's one of his most recognizable traits is the long hair.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They kind of tried to give him his helmet, but
then he wears it.
But it's it's rid of it. Worn for one scene, and then it's not.
Like, why even add it at that point? I guess.
Yeah. Also, why would Sakaar have a helmet that looks like that? I'm gonna be nitpicky about this movie. I hate it so much. I'm gonna nitpick a lot in this movie. So, do you like when this was released timeline wise?
I mean, I don't know where else it would be released.
I mean, for me, switch it with a Hulk movie. Like, don't release a Thor movie here. And have Thor show up at the end to save Hulk or something. Like, do something simple like that. Like, it wouldn't have been that bad. And it wouldn't have been that hard to do either. But yeah, no, I think timeline wise, right after Spider, I mean, you had Guardians 2, then you had Spider-Man, then you have Thor Ragnarok. Like, I don't know. I just hate this movie so much that it's hard to say, like, I would rather it be released anywhere else. Honestly, I think if Guardians 2 and Thor Ragnarok had been released in the first two phases of the MCU, I would have given up on the MCU if these were released early enough in it.
So if Thor replaced Thor Ragnarok and Guardians 2 replaced...
We'll say instead of Thor the Dark World, they went to Thor Ragnarok. And Thor Ragnarok was earlier. And then Guardians 2 was right after Avengers or something.
Yeah.
Like, I would have given up on the MCU if that was the case. But luckily they didn't, and I didn't give up on the MCU because we do have good movies that come after this. But yeah, no. Timeline release. I don't think this movie should have been released, so there's not really a good place to release it on the timeline. CGI. We already touched on that. It's the reason why that I feel a lot of people like this movie is because the CGI does hold up very well.
I mean, I don't think there was a moment where the CGI pulled me out of the movie in here.
I mean, while you were asleep, there was like one or two
but
spots.
On like previous watches, I don't remember.
Yeah,
Maybe
Hela's
the Valkyrie scene was a little.
I actually like the stylizing of the Valkyrie scene. I think when Hela's killing all the soldiers of Asgard, I think that scene does not hold up well. Mainly because most of the soldiers, their faces are like darkened, so you can't actually see any face details. And like, I know that's a way that they're trying to hide it, the fact that it's all CG, but like you can tell in that scene. But yeah, no. Otherwise, CGI holds up pretty well. Character consistency. What do you think?
I'll let you take this one.
Idris Elba, he was consistent.
Odin not actually consistent if you look at the last two movies.
Yeah, not really consistent, but still one of the best parts of this movie. Other than that, I feel like Thor and Loki are both treated completely differently, both by people and by each other.
Yeah.
So I don't think their consistency is good.
Like, they see Thor on the street and Loki's standing next to him. Are we forgetting that Loki like is literally the biggest terrorist that they've seen next to Ultron?
Yeah.
And nobody is batting an eye at Loki.
No one even noticed.
I mean, I guess the public wouldn't know what Loki looks like.
He went to Germany and stood in front of them, in front of cameras and stuff, and told everyone to kneel. And then he dropped aliens into New York City. People are going to know what he looks like.
I mean, he was wearing a helmet. I don't know.
I don't know. I think Tom Hiddleston's face is recognizable even through the helmet. So, yeah, no. They would have recognized him. Yeah, no. Even through the movie, I feel like Hulk's character wasn't consistent. I feel like Valkyrie's character wasn't consistent. Grandmaster's character wasn't even consistent. And yeah, I think the most consistent character is Grandmaster's assistant. It's the only consistent character, and not for good reason.
Bland,
yeah,
and it's nothing character.
Yeah, literally flattest character we got in this movie.
I guess Korg is pretty consistent.
Yeah, but I hate him so much that I don't care.
You hope Korg was the one who Thor hit in a bunch of pieces of
Yeah, that would have been better. You get Korg's dad, and he's like, "You killed my son." Would have been a better storyline. I'm just saying.
Just had the storyline we pitched at the beginning.
I mean, yeah. Personal best performance in this movie for you? No, I don't have a personal best performance in this movie.
Not even Odin.
Not even Odin. He didn't have enough. He didn't have enough screen time.
Doctor Strange.
See, I'm curious. I kind of want to time and see how much time Doctor Strange had, how much time Odin had, and how much time Idris Elba had.
It's probably less than 5 minutes for every single one.
Yeah, I think altogether they probably have about 6 minutes of screen time. So, yeah, I can't really give a best performance for 2 minutes of.
I guess I would go Thor because he's the main character if I had to pick one, but that's just because.
If I have to pick one, Odin. That'd be my pick. But otherwise, no, there's again, I'm gonna keep ripping into this movie. It's easily my least favorite from the first three phases. And yeah, no, that it's an awful movie, and I'm glad you haven't been giving me much pushback, but that might be because you're too tired.
No, I pretty much agree with you on everything you've been saying.
Yeah, but end credit scene.
We get Thanos showing up. That's pretty cool.
We get Thanos' ship showing up, and he gets to kill Idris Elba and leave Valkyrie and Thor alive. So
yeah. So shouldn't this movie be swapped with Black Panther, because this is like literally the last movie in chronology until
yeah. Thinking of that,
unless this and Black Panther are happening like at the same exact time.
Doesn't Black Panther have reference to Bucky getting the vibranium arm?
No.
I thought that was the end credit scene in Black Panther, but I might be misremembering.
It might.
No, it definitely is because it is an end credit scene, and they're not gonna put it at the end of Infinity War.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, no. So yeah,
in
no.
Infinity War.
It's yeah. They're definitely happening at the same time because they're getting ready in Wakanda, and Ragnarok is essentially the same time. So either way, but I do agree with you that Ragnarok, because of Thanos' ship showing up, it should have been right before Infinity War. And then the other end credit scene is the Grandmaster congratulating them for their rebellion. So stupid. Okay, so what would you rank this movie? How much pushback are you gonna give me for saying it's D rank?
D. Let me see.
We don't have anything else in D rank right now, and it definitely belongs there. My personal opinion.
I think I probably would put it in a C, especially knowing what we have coming.
See,
like there is a worse Thor movie out there.
Yes.
Would you rather watch that over this? And I think that one.
I would say this one would be a high D, not a low D. That's where my thought would go. Because I do not want to put this movie in a C rank.
I won't argue with you. It goes in D.
And I have plenty more thoughts that I have. I have plenty of thoughts. That's my notes on the movie, and I've barely touched on any of them so far. So I said I wasn't going to scroll through my notes, but I did it anyways.
So currently, we have most of the MCU sitting at a B.
Yeah.
So we have. Do you want me to list off with the shows?
If you want to, yeah.
So for everything put together, we have S tier, Captain America: Winter Soldier, Daredevil season 1. Sorry, Daredevil season 1, Captain America: The First Avenger, Daredevil season 2, Captain America: Civil War, Avengers, Iron Man, Defenders, Avengers: Age of Ultron, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, Doctor Strange, Thor 1, Iron Man 3, Ant-Man, Spider-Man: Homecoming, Luke Cage season 1, Iron Man 2, Thor: The Dark World, Guardians of the Galaxy, Incredible Hulk, Guardians Volume 2, and Thor: Ragnarok.
Yeah. No, I agree with that for sure. Yeah. I mean, obviously we agree with that because we've been doing this the whole time. But even now, after watching Thor: Ragnarok, I don't want to change any of them at all. Okay, so how should I go through my notes? Should I just start
listing
reading them off? Okay, so first one, Valkyrie's introduction is awful. It has no consistency of where she would be in the story. It has no consistency of how she would be acting with the other scavengers, because obviously they're all scavengers. They've all been doing this for a while. She's had Hulk there for what, 2 years? So she's been scavenging for 2 years. These scavengers don't know her. They've never seen her before.
No, and she must have been there longer than just 2 years because the battle where the Valkyries were all killed
hundreds and hundreds of years.
No, like thousands and thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
Because Thor was born hundreds of years ago, and he read about the Valkyrie as like ghost stories. So technically,
she's been a scavenger for thousands of years.
Odin is gone. Isn't Valkyrie the oldest character in the MCU?
Heimdall might be.
Well, Heimdall dies in the next movie.
Yeah, but at this movie. At this movie, he's the oldest.
Well, would Heimdall have even been protecting Asgard at that point?
He probably would have been. It depends. I mean, maybe.
I don't know. Because wasn't there a line in here where they like after the Valkyrie fell, that's when they brought Heimdall on?
I don't think they mentioned Heimdall by name there, but they do mention other forces being brought in after the Valkyrie. Yeah. So maybe he is younger than Valkyrie, but
which would suck.
Yeah, it would. But so yeah. Anyways, they all treat her like they've never seen her before in their lives. She treats them like she's never seen them before in her lives.
Maybe she just doesn't interact with them. I don't know. She doesn't want to.
They literally show up and they're like, "Are you a fighter? Or are you food?" And then they see her and they're like, "Oh, you're food for sure." And it's like, "Wait, what? Like, no way, dude! Like, you have no history, no knowledge of this woman who brought the Hulk to the Grand Master."
Yeah, and also it's kind of stupid how she literally walks off the ship and she just drunkenly falls.
I mean, I have less of a problem with that than I do of the Scavengers.
Yeah, but it's just another example of just comedic
for comedy's sake, which is not a good thing in my opinion. But then the next one I have is Hela's pushing over the Infinity Gauntlet and calling it fake. The Infinity Gauntlet is not the power object. Odin can have an Infinity Gauntlet and it be powerless. The point of the Infinity Gauntlet is to channel the Infinity Stones. So why wouldn't Odin have that? He knows the Infinity Stones exist. Why wouldn't he have an Infinity Gauntlet?
It's just not the one.
It's comedy for the sake of comedy again.
Wait, what?
He has it in his treasure room.
No, that's the original mold.
Because, yeah, exactly.
Because isn't it said in Infinity War that Thanos just came to the...
He had just gotten the Infinity Gauntlet. Or no, he hadn't just gotten it, but he had gotten it recently.
Yeah, because we only see it at the end of Avengers Age of Ultron when we first see it.
Yeah. But even still...
When we first see Thanos have it, and we saw it in the background of the first Thor movie.
So Odin having the first Infinity Gauntlet makes sense. He doesn't have to have used it.
It's just
to have it made. And again, it's comedy for comedy's sake. Jeff Goldblum is not the Grandmaster. He's just Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah. And the fact that he's supposed to be related to the Collector.
Oh my gosh. And the Collector's actor is so good, especially seeing Jeff Goldblum as the Grandmaster. Like, it's frustrating to see that. Ah, man. But yeah, the entire movie should have been the tone of a serious drama rather than a comedy.
Yeah, like I said.
Yeah, you touched on that already. Just like the things that this movie is handling is the death of Asgard, the death of 80% of its people,
the death of Odin,
the loss of Mjolnir, like
the loss of the
Valkyrie, which admittedly their scene gets a little bit more serious than anything else, but again, that's the one that's happened thousands of years ago. That's the one that you should be able to be a little bit more flippant about. Have Loki say something ignorant or something like.
Yeah, I don't.
But
and then Thor's like, "Oh, when I was a kid, I wanted to be the Valkyries, but then I found out they were women. Oh, wait, there's nothing wrong with having a full women force. Actually, it's a great thing. I like women. Maybe a little too much. I didn't mean that as a weird thing. Like, just shut up, Thor. What happened to the stoic, well-spoken guy from the first 2 Thor movies and the first 2 Avengers movies?"
He speaks out of ignorance in the
He's
Avengers movies, not out of stupidity.
Yeah, in this one, he's
speaking out of ignorance, not out of stupidity. And in this one, he's just running his mouth because he doesn't know how to stop talking. Mark Ruffalo's Hulk is back. Somehow the best and worst of the MCU Hulk. There's
we actually get Savage Hulk in this movie.
Certain parts of it that I do like, where they actually separate Hulk and Bruce Banner. that I do like. It's the best portrayal of the two separate entities that we've had. But everything else about it sucks.
And then it just gets ruined by the next movie because we have Hulk literally just not want to come out. And then in the next movie after that, we get Smart Hulk, which we know is the best decision Marvel Studios has ever made. I honestly
not there yet.
I wouldn't have been surprised if they had introduced Smart Hulk in this movie.
Oh
and just been like, yeah, well, while they were up here, they figured something out, and now they're working together. Could you imagine that?
Oh my gosh! With the way this movie is, I would not have been surprised.
Didn't happen.
Yeah, I would not have been surprised at all.
Because they already were going to.
Yeah,
because Endgame was so close.
They planned on bringing Smart Hulk, Professor Hulk, whatever you want to call him. I did want to bring up the Planet Hulk movie. I don't know if you've ever watched that.
I have seen it.
Okay, yeah. If you've seen that movie, it makes this movie 10 times worse. Just an aside. Like, if you guys want to watch a good Thor Ragnarok movie, go watch Planet Hulk. It's a much better movie. You get Beta Ray Bill instead of Thor, but again, that would have been better.
If you want a better Thor Ragnarok movie, go play God of War.
Probably, yeah. No, I'd agree with that. They make reference to the worst romance in the MCU in this one more than once.
A lot,
actually. Yeah, a lot. And another thing to hate about this movie, like, I could understand one throwaway joke, like after he turns back into Bruce Banner, and that's one situation where I think it should be treated as a joke.
The sun's getting real low.
Yeah, something like that. But they bring it up, I think, 4 times. They spent less time on Thor and Jane's romance than they did with Hulk and Black Widow's in this movie.
Literally just a throwaway line by some random pedestrian being like, "Sorry, you and Jane broke up." But by the way, how do they know? How do you know who Jane Foster even is, dude? Like, there's no way Thor is out on, like, social media posting pictures of her with his bae.
And not even to mention, she probably doesn't even have social media. So no one's going to know her name either.
So stupid. It's so stupid.
I already touched on it. Hulk's voice sounds more like a robot than a person. Another nitpicky thing, they treat Hulk like he does daily combat for the Grandmaster's enjoyment, but somehow Loki, who has been there for 2 months, possibly more than 2 months, has not seen the Hulk in combat once, while he's been in high favor with the Grandmaster and has never seen his champion fight, who apparently fights every single day.
That's so stupid. It's so stupid, dude. It's like they literally just typed out scenes of this movie, not giving context to any of the other bits of this movie. They're like, huh, what's the next funny, cool thing I want to see?
To go on to the next one, kind of a touch on the same things that I said about Yondu in Guardians 2. Valkyrie, not to the same level as Yondu, but definitely up there with awful character and awful person. Like, she has been nonstop bringing people for, as you said, possibly thousands of years to the Grandmaster to fight and kill each other.
Yeah, which, by the way, why wouldn't Valkyrie just do that?
Like, why isn't Valkyrie the champion?
Like, she's a warrior. She loves fighting. Like, the writing's on the wall here, guys.
Yeah.
And you could even explain, like, they never let, like, females go up against males, so you wouldn't have to
do like a
Hulk
gender
and Valkyrie
thing.
fight.
Yeah.
Like, it.
But then they also kind of don't want to say. No, I'll say it. They kind of hint that possibly Hulk and Valkyrie were romantically involved.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Like, they definitely leaned into that. And then at the end, they kind of leaned that Hulk or Thor and Valkyrie might get romantically involved. And it's like,
and then it's
what are you doing?
And then it's real. Valkyrie is a lesbian in the next couple movies.
Well, luckily not until Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
Or the Marvels is when. Yeah, the Marvels is when they.
Valkyrie's in the Marvels?
You didn't know that?
I've never seen the Marvels.
You got a lot to look forward to.
Goody. Speaking of which, we watch Captain Marvel very soon.
There are 3 movies in the first 3 phases that I don't like a lot. And that's one of them. I made a note about trying not to watch the movie. You were asleep during that point. I already touched on it. Loki feels kind of powerless in this movie. Like, he loses to everyone he fights except for the grunt soldiers of Hela. Like, we get a Beta Ray Bill Easter egg. There's one positive thing after however long we've been recording.
Make out his face in the
statues, yeah. Yeah.
And by the way, why wasn't Beta Ray Bill in this movie? It's a Thor movie. Beta Ray Bill's a Thor character. Why could we not have replaced like Korg with Beta Ray Bill?
Because it was Taika Waititi, and if we had Taika Waititi voicing Beta Ray Bill, this movie would be F tier. We don't even have an F tier on our tier list. This movie would have been F tier.
Yeah. You know who I could see actually play a pretty good Beta Ray Bill? Kevin Costner.
I honestly, more of as a joke, I was thinking Matthew McConaughey. Honestly,
all right.
Oh man, honestly, I think that wouldn't be the worst actually to have
Kevin Costner play.
No, I was thinking Matthew McConaughey. I feel like that'd be better.
People are fan casting Matthew McConaughey as Norman Osborn.
I know. I have seen that, and I can see that.
I want Tom Hanks to play Norman Osborn.
Ooh, Tom Hanks as Norman Osborn. Maybe. And then we'll get Tim Allen as Harry. Yep. Bring him back. Another nitpicky thing. Thor waits until Loki pulls the alarm to zap him and leave him lying helpless on the ground. He literally planned for Loki to betray him. And then instead of doing something before Loki betrays him, which would have also made Thor look smarter, he waits until Loki pulls the alarm before he activates that. Like, are you... there's so many little things that it's like, oh my gosh. I do think that the Thor and Valkyrie romance is still better than Hulk and Black Widow. That is one of my notes here.
Yeah. Where's Sif?
Dead somewhere. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't know. I know she made an appearance in the first season, but I don't think she showed up after that.
Well, she doesn't die till Love and Thunder. So she's just out in the world not helping Asgard. And
I guess something like that.
Kind of need. And then she's back by the... No, she comes back at the end of the movie.
In this one? Or by...
Isn't she like training the kids with Valkyrie or something?
Oh gosh, I don't know. But she's not in this movie at all. Not even a mention of her.
No, because they end this movie. Where am I thinking of?
It's got to be
Endgame. Was it at the end of Endgame?
At the end of Endgame,
where Sif and Valkyrie, they're in New Asgard and they're training the kids.
She might have a cameo in Endgame, but I don't remember it.
No, it is at the end of Love and Thunder because she's missing her arm.
Oh. Okay.
So where's Sif?
She's just hiding somewhere. We see she went home. Don't you know? She lives on a different realm, even though she's Asgardian, you know?
Yeah. And then we see the Warriors 3 just
absolutely die, decimated. At least one of them got a little bit of honor for his death.
In the most and that's the one who's not Asgardian.
Yeah, the only one who's not actually Asgardian. Oh man. The resistance from Sakaar took a transport vessel, which was already reported not to have as well shielding as the Grandmaster's personal ships. And then they drive it through the same thing as Thor and them did. And they show up fine. The whole point of them taking the party ship with no weapons was because it was heavier shielded. And so they take a transport ship that would definitely not be taken by the Grandmaster. And they drive that through what needed heavy shielding to get through. Just
once again, no context for any of the rest of the
Yeah,
movie.
just
Whatever
lots of
it is.
scenes written together. Another nitpicky thing, also on the ships touching. The scanning from the Grandmaster's party ship, showing them how many people from Asgard are hidden up in the mountain, and showing exactly where Hela is coming up the mountain, with different colors, by the way, identifying villain from from friend somehow.
Don't you know that's just how alien.
It's just how technology works. Don't you know?
Don't you know that? It detects the contents of your soul while it's looking at you.
Yeah. See,
by the way, does Hela have a soul? If she's like,
I mean, she became goddess of death, right? Yeah, but I just realized Agatha all along has a death goddess, and it's not Hela.
I haven't seen Agatha.
I haven't watched it either, but I forget the actress's name who plays her, but yeah, she is death in that show. Gotta love Disney Plus consistency.
Well, there is a character in Marvel Comics known as Death,
yes, which is
separate from Hela. So
yeah, but Hela is also not supposed to be the goddess of death, but they gave her the title of goddess of death in this one. Is she? I thought it was only that she was like not like right hand of death, but like something like that.
Essentially, yeah. But she is like connected.
But she never took the title
she's
of
like
goddess.
I think it was always like she was the queen of hell or something.
Yeah, something like that. But she never took the title goddess of death, because
that would just
death was a legitimate character
who was a goddess.
And speaking of, is a huge character for Infinity War. So, giving Hela the title of goddess of death, it's complaints for later down the road.
And the fact that we could have gotten the perfect adaptation of this story in Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and it was taken from us because of the MCU.
Yep. Another nitpicky thing, why did Hela have Mjolnir in the painting on the ceiling?
Don't you know that Hela's famous for wielding
Mjolnir?
Because it means that she'd be able to destroy it.
But see, here
I don't think that Thor could destroy Mjolnir.
Here comes my next point. If Hela used to use Mjolnir before Thor, why didn't she just take Mjolnir from Thor? And before you say Odin put the curse on it, or whatever you want to say, that you have to be worthy, literally, she is said to be stronger than Odin, which means if you want to make her more intimidating, don't make her destroy Mjolnir. Have her take control of Mjolnir and use it against Thor. Like, wouldn't that have been a much more intimidating thing rather than destruction?
You know what
they just did it for the trailer.
Yeah, and you know what would have been good too? If Hela did take
Mjolnir,
and then Beta Ray Bill was in this movie, and then that's how he got Stormbreaker in the MCU.
Oh my gosh, it would have been so good. Yeah.
Or even imagine this was our first time seeing the Silver Surfer was in this movie.
That would,
if it was taken seriously, that would have been cool.
Well, don't you know all the statue heads are silver, so it's reference to the Silver Surfer. There's a reference to the Silver Surfer.
Silver Surfer was there.
This movie's so bad. Oh, okay. I'm almost to the end of my notes. I think Thor losing his eye was a good consequence.
Because he has to do that in Greek mythology and in
and then they undo it in Infinity War
by giving him a robot eye.
It's one of the problems that I do have with Infinity War, which we'll get to.
Yeah, would have been way cooler if he had just had the eye patch for a little while.
Yeah, at least
a movie.
At least until the end of Infinity War. Maybe like.
I would have been fine if like Rocket had given it to him when like he's fat, because like
something to hey, I made this to cheer you up kind of thing, like something like that. They make a huge deal about Valkyrie wanting to stab Hela, and then she does it and like gets no payoff for it. She literally stabs her, it rolls, and then doesn't say anything to her. And I don't even think Hela acknowledges that Valkyrie is still alive.
I'm actually kind of glad that she didn't say anything, because if Valkyrie did say something, it probably would have been some BS like girl power or
It
whatever.
would have been a stupid comedy thing. Just another joke thrown away. Oh man. Other thing to touch on: if Asgard is destroyed, there's only 8 realms now, right?
Yeah,
I
and
think-
Asgard was the protector of all of these
Yeah.
realms.
And I think Thor even still calls it like the 9 realms in Endgame and
Yeah.
Love
And
and Thunder.
I also think that isn't that explained as like the reason Thanos is attacking at this moment is because like the protector of all the realms is gone.
I don't know if it's spelled out, but I think they make reference of like, yeah, once Asgard disappeared, like that also brought on Infinity War.
Mm-hmm. It's all written. It was all the prophecy.
Yeah, something like that. But
it's been planned since Iron Man for sure.
Yeah, I wish it had been, because we probably would have had a better movie than Ragnarok. But yeah, so I got through my notes. You got anything
could
else?
you have imagined if this movie had like the same tone as Infinity War? How much better it would have been, because we would have had that tone build up to Infinity War instead of having this comedy movie take place right before the thing that all of these have been leading up to.
Yeah,
it's so bad. It's so bad.
Yeah. The most fun you'll ever have at a Marvel movie. Written by the critics. Not even gonna leave it up for
Nope, not even until the end.
Okay, you got any more thoughts on this?
No, I'm all thought it out.
Okay.
All right. Well, with that all said, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, do all the things. Come check out our other videos. We have the next episode of the comic book club coming up very soon. Our last video was the Defenders series coming out, and our next video will be Jessica Jones season 2,
and then Black Panther.
Yep. So keep your eye out for those. If you want to watch, come hang out, and we will see you in the next one.